Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the last match of this round of the Randomizer tournament. I'm Reed Whaley, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-commentator this evening.
Hey, I'm Jagger G. I'm excited. This is the last match of the Swiss rounds, and then we're going to be moving on to brackets. This might be a pivotal match, if I'm not mistaken. I think Lokir might actually have a chance in making it. Is that right?
That's right. This is going to determine the top 8. So, standard rules apply this evening. Final bosses are on. Start in Great Temple at Umos, and we're off.
Nice. So I was a little nervous when I saw Azder's stream moments ago, because he had a final mission statement, whatever the mission finale screen is. He's very familiar with randomizers in general and randomizer competition and such, so I'm sure he's fine. He definitely knows what he's doing, but it just worries me that you would do a randomizer before a randomizer tournament, because I know it's very easy to think you've been somewhere already.
Right, but I cannot blame him for getting the extra practice, especially as big as this match is going to be.
I'm sure he can probably parse the games, because I believe he was, I don't know if it was a multi or what, so it would be a different experience, so it would be kind of easy to tell the two apart. Or maybe it was just playing on his own and it felt, but either way.
Both of these runs are good enough where I almost guarantee that they'll be able to keep track when, at least in their own head. I know I would probably be able to, but I know both of these guys will be able to. Violet Translator to start with, that's got to be one of the 2 items that we collect first, just so we get out of this room. And then Dark Alpha's one should have something. We don't know what it'll be yet. Hopefully some kind of progression will let them do something kind of crazy. We'll never know. Who knows? Very early Morphball bomb, so that'll make sure that we don't get soft block there with Bomb Guardian. And it'll let us check this first item if it's actually something useful. Anyway, we're not going to look at it on that side, we're just going to go.
Interesting. Yeah. Ammo tank, that's kind of not what you want to see, although it is a fairly quick tank to pick up, and it is nice to have extra ammo, at least for the final boss.
Lokir just looking up at it saying, nah, I can come back for it later. I gotta be through here a bunch of times anyway.
Yeah.
Having early bombs also unlocks the ledge here to be in logic.
Azder is indeed going to do the slope jump for Temple Assembly Site. We like to call this, wait.
Yep,
they have bombs.
Don't have
to. It's in logic. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. I see.
I think this is a missile tank. Yep.
Yeah, although it's not logical missiles, the randomizer program will place either missile launcher or seeker launcher as their first intended missiles. But in these settings, you can totally use missiles as long as you have ammo as soon as you can. And any missile expansion will do. Yep, same for power bombs. It usually doesn't matter, but it can help inform your decisions later on when it comes to power bombs, at least. But missiles are typically one of the first items you get anyway, so you just use them as early as you can.
missile launcher
Okay.
GFMC, so that's either going to be our duplicable crate item, or that could be on top of ship of Seekers before that.
Theoretically, yeah, but you would also need space jump. But I think that means they basically sequence broke just a bunch of temple grounds thoroughly. Like, yeah, that Emerald Translator would put that in logic. They could go all the way through Great Temple to get back to Temple Assembly Site.
No look at Mining Plaza on our way through this time.
It's pretty hard to get a look at it without space jump. I don't know.
Oh, say that. That has the blue glow, I think.
Who did it? So Azder's not even bothering to actually check the to kill all these pirates quite yet. He's just going straight to Bomb Guardian instead. You can actually skip the pirates as long as you go into Bomb Guardian first, because that particular door already has a missile cap. It doesn't bother locking the door. Which is a little silly, because you normally get missiles way earlier in Temple Grounds.
As we go ahead and do the Bomb Guardian fight first. While Lokir's going to go over here and check portal access.
Yep, Portal Access A, renamed in the version of Portal Access, if I remember right. Because there's no Portal Access B. So Azder's going for the 2-round method for the Bomb Guardian fight. This has become pretty standard in the tournament. Basically, what you want to do is you fire one lemon, just an uncharged power beam shot, followed by a missile that'll add up to 32 damage, and then a full charged shot will do 50 damage for a total of 82. Every time you pass a quarter of its health being 40, it'll go back to the just like wriggling around on the ground. It'll be the next round. So by doing 50 damage and skipping over both a quarter and a half of its health, you can skip rounds twice in the fight.
And just missiles on energy control. Almost thought Lokir was going to go for the sequence break and try labs without anything else, just with his morph ball bombs, but it looks like he's going to go hit bomb guardian instead.
Might have considered doing it if he had light beam, because it's good to open the gate early, just in case you want to go through the back door, because otherwise you might get yourself locked in. Just having that door open helps a lot.
I think that was just missiles there as well. I couldn't tell.
Although I find you hardly ever leave labs through the front anymore. So honestly, I don't even know if opening it is worth it. But it has been known to help from time to time.
The one time you don't do it is when you have to leave labs to the front and you're stuck.
Exactly. There is a save station you can reach back there, which the tournament does enable the save warp to start function. It's basically a soft lock protection built into the randomizer, and that'll allow them to go back to the Great Temple from any save station, and it can get them out of that potential soft lock, but it's also a very long trip back to Aegon.
Right, I say if you're running late, then it definitely helps to go ahead and just have that open instead of having to do that whole long walk going back through. So not a lot of items to got our warp ball bombs very early. And very nice jump there to get that third block off from Az without space jump.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm starting to think something is probably going to be in the save station in Great Temple. Like underneath the save station, there's an item there. It's normally a missile tank. I think it's a missile tank. But they got Emerald really early, and they know missile launcher is in GFMC, so they have full access there right now. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a beam, perhaps. Maybe light beam.
Awesome. And we do have that early Dark Aegon key as well that we got from mining station access, so could be a beam on Morbus as well. Az gonna decide to go ahead and go back before doing Jump Guardian and check the item there at transport access. If this is light beam, possible space jump, that'll definitely help him out trying to get through this fight. Az making the mistake that every single runner makes, doesn't matter how good you are. Always pause early before passing at least once a race.
That happens a lot going up to Omorbus, because there's this big, long fade to white, and you can pause during that whole, like, second-long fade out.
I do it every time. And Az made a good choice, because those space jump boots mean you don't have to try to bomb jump through or jump off the Ing Blade pods to get to Jump Guardian, not have to go all the way around. Lokir a little bit behind just from going through and opening up labs early, but not enough to even say that we're not still neck and neck. The nice thing is we have found enough missiles for the Exos 2 drop system to actually be in good effect instead of just kind of sort of having like the Exos 1 drop system.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about this. It always looks really scary coming through here with like less than 30 health, less than a third of your HP. Well, 30 health, yeah. And this is somewhat intentional to be low health here, because when they get back to the arena, well, to be honest, it hardly matters. Oh, super missiles. That's really going to help in the fight. That does 180 damage, whereas the charged power beam does 50, and the missiles do 30, so that's a big DPS increase.
Oh, Az you haven't saved, be safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's scary, but it's in control. You want you probably want like 10 health for the final jump to the safe zone next to Jump Guardian. It takes at least 8, usually more.
Look, we're doing a safety save here, which I absolutely cannot blame him.
In fact, he's shooting Jump Guardian from here. It makes sense too.
For those of you that haven't seen any of the other matches that pretty much everyone has done this strat for, Jump Guardian, whenever it comes in, it's spawned. Whenever you come in the room, it's spawned in. It's here. It's ready. It's just waiting on you to go into that safe zone in the middle. But just like Harry Potter and the invisibility cloak, it just kind of sits there invisible, letting you shoot it until it's dead. Then jump down there in the center, put a few just standard shots into it, and fight's done. It saves a ton of time not having to actually let it jump around, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Azder not entirely. He knows that like 14 supers and like 16 charged power beam shots will do enough damage. Just not entirely sure on the counts for super missiles, but takes care of Jump Guardian nonetheless.
Just missiles on Jump Guardian. Oof.
But with Space Jump, that gives them access to another item when they finally do get their logical missile launcher. A lot of items in Echoes have some arbitrary trigger that makes them appear. And in the case of the missile on top of the GFMC ship, that's triggered by defeating Jump Guardian. There's a nice little prompt that appears if you go there early in the randomizer.
Lokir. What Lokir's doing here is kind of gaming the drop system. If you're at less than 20% of your max health, there's a very, very good chance that it'll drop a gold health tank for you, which gives you 100 energy as opposed to the blues, which are 50, reds, that are 30, and purples, which are 10.
And specifically, when you're below 50 health, there's, I believe, a 50-50 chance of getting a blue drop that gives you 50. But if you're below 20, there's an 80% chance of getting a gold drop. Ice roll shots on Lokir's end to make sure to hit those safe zones, like once he's on the edge of the bubble. So roll shots are new to Echoes, pretty much. It was introduced when Echoes came out, where you unmorph and shoot on the same frame, and it allows you to fire during the animation. And that'll activate the safe zones earlier while being able to maintain rolling speed.
Just a beam related upgrade on being a reliquary, so for the last round this reliquary is done.
Lokir's not making use of supers either, sticking to what he knows.
I can't say I blame him. Once in tournament play, especially with this being as big as a match as it is, better to just go with tried and true methods as opposed to trying something new and untested.
Perhaps.
So it is our missile launcher there, the dupe crate. The reason we say that is normally this item only spawns once because you have to go through a cutscene to get that item to load. But if you can jump over and get that item before the cutscene loads, the crate with the item will respawn and allow you to grab it a second time, which is super useful for things such as beams, suits, E-tanks. Not super useful for missiles, especially where they're at, but it definitely doesn't hurt. Oh, our space jump hit. Thanks, game.
It is nice, like getting that item on top of the ship and getting the hint. Even if it wasn't necessarily valuable, it is nice to have that out of the way, out of your mind. I find a lot of randomizer for me personally is just getting through the checks. Not necessarily. I don't worry too much if I don't find anything. I just you have to go check those items until you find progression anyway.
Absolutely. The knowledge is the big thing.
Yeah, until you're in go mode, every check is valuable.
Lokir possibly kicking himself just a little bit for not checking this first, where he had space jump to help traverse Dark Aegon for the first time, but even still, not very, very far behind. And Lokir actually, I think, going to do the same kind of play that I normally do here, which is instead of warping straight back, which is to go take care of the Dark Missile Trooper loop, since you're right here at it, and then go and go back into Great Temple and or GFMC back to Great Temple. That way it gets a little bit out of the way when you're right here, and not as many elevator rides.
Yeah, I personally prefer, if I don't have power bombs or space jump or something that would help in GFMC's area, then I would typically go through the Hive Chambers first. Go through Dark Missile Trooper and Hive Chamber B, just in case. There's a chance I might find a power bomb expansion. Whether or not power bombs are logical, it'll still get me the checks, so I won't have to worry about them once mains actually appear.
A trick that I learned from watching this tournament: scan the translator gate first, because while you're scanning the elevator, so you don't have to go through that cutscene, the translator gate's actually lowering, and you don't waste time waiting on it to drop. Second Dark Aegon key as well. And then we saw a red key there at Junction Site in Dark Aegon, so that might be our third Aegon key if Spider Ball comes up.
We have here in Hive Chamber B. Is it the power bombs that would help? It is indeed. That's good for Lokir early on. Not so great for Azder, unfortunately.
So he's now going to have two power bombs to get through that as well as having to backtrack instead of just having the one that you can go ahead and grab on your way through, because those gates don't drop to get to that check until you go through the room for the first time and go to GFMC.
Yeah, it's not particularly common that this play actually helps with going to GFMC, but it happens, so it's something Lokir definitely keeps in mind. Because it might have theoretically saved time to save warp back and do GFMC first. But in this case, it hurt. We'll see how bad it hurts later on. Maybe Dynamo Chamber just doesn't have anything. It probably doesn't, to be honest. It might have a Sky Temple key, but that's about it.
It might also have our Aegon key. It might have a beam. I mean, just because it's not in logic doesn't mean it can't have something that'll definitely swing the race one way or the other. Probably not drastically, but it definitely can swing the race at least this early with him going and getting this check out of the way.
It's just kind of unlikely that Powerbomb, just a missile tank. It's just unlikely that Powerbomb plays will actually matter early. I think they're typically placed later in the logic. But that's not 100%.
Yeah, I've had suits there before, so.
Sure, yeah. Good late game items like suits or potentially visors or a translator or something.
I was gonna go ahead and head to labs, and if you are runners right now, you have supers. Do you hit the labs play first without dark and light beams, or do you go back into Dark Aegon and hit Warriors Walk Battlegrounds and go in the back way to check that?
I could see either one of them paying off. This is a choose your own adventure book, and we don't know quite yet which one's the right answer. It's the neat thing about randomizers.
Yeah, I say I've been burned by the Warriors Walk check more times than I can count in this tournament. So
in the past, like I have seen Dark Beam, for example, in Battlegrounds several times. But, yep, you just have to pick one. Commit.
That is one of the biggest things I've learned in this race is pick a direction, commit to that direction, and don't second guess it. Because as soon as you start second guessing, you're already behind. Looks like we're going to see the BSJ from Az to possibly check this item and the hint here for Battlegrounds. Nicely done. Very nicely executed.
So Grand Windchamber and Windchamber Gateway are interesting plays as well, because although, yeah, power bombs are generally pretty late game items and you might not find early progression here, at the same time, Windchamber Gateway I feel like has a pretty high probability of having something.
Looks like we're either going to have our Amber, Cobalt, or Echo Visor on our in-cache and Battlegrounds.
It could technically be Dark Visor.
Nope, because that is going to be in the in-cache. Oh, and Dark Beam.
It would be in the in-cache. It is entirely possible. I actually, in one of my races, I actually had Dark Visor in War Ritual Grounds, and that was a real nice find because then I didn't have to bother checking any key bearers because they were completely inaccessible for the seed. It's kind of an obscure thing that can happen.
I guess that's one thing I haven't seen. How do you actually access that in-cache without Dark Visor?
You don't. You literally just cannot get Dark Visor in that seed. There was another seed where there was a HUD system in, gosh, what was it called? In the back of the Pirate Labs. Dark Oasis. And everyone thought, that's got to be Echo. And then they found Echo and they were like, wait, what's going on here?
And one thing that we didn't mention was Lokir finding that Dark Beam, their Windchamber access.
That is, yeah, that's probably worst case scenario for Azder, unfortunately.
That's going to unlock several more checks whenever Lokir goes back through to do that.
So that's actually locked by a few things. That's locked by either grapple beam or screw attack. And that's also locked by either power bombs or light beam and super missiles. We'll see which one comes first.
Very nice super from Az to take out both of those at once. Az making sure to go ahead and get missiles and not make the same mistake I did one race and go, hey, I need missiles to get through this one door.
So there's a kind of cascading effect when you find items out of logic that your opponent probably skipped out on. And this could hurt Azder a bunch, but it could also wind up just being time neutral if there's nothing behind Dark Beam here in Aegon.
Not only that, but every once and again, finding these items that are out of logic early can send you down a completely wrong path.
Exactly, yeah. Like, even if you're putting the logic back together, you'll have checked so many more locations. Typically you want information, but if you go too far, if you just check a lot more things than your opponent, you're losing time, unfortunately. You really can't rationalize skipping checks, but at the same time, you're in a race.
Storage C just having a light ammo expansion. Welcome, Crash. This one's actually been going really well. Our only main differences are that Lokir went ahead and checked wind chamber access, and with that got his dark beam a little bit earlier than Az, so he's got a few more checks in labs. But other than that, it's been fairly neck and neck.
These lasers can be kind of annoying to deal with. You could get boosted across the platform. Oh, it hurts to drop down there. That's like a tank gone. But it's not so bad. He has 3 tanks and a save station right here. But it can be really hairy on no tanks. He's gonna opt to skip the save. It does take quite a while to load the next room and thereby allow you to save. Because whenever you skip the save animation, it waits for the next room to load to actually give you control again. So the Dark Samus 1 fight is done. We're done with that.
So the main thing I'm worried about with Az right now is that he is a very, very good player. The main thing I'm worried about is I don't think he's actually saved yet.
Okay, he's not going to go all the way inside. Okay, that's actually... Yeah, he hasn't saved yet, and he hasn't found anything.
And
he found an E-tank, but he's actually save warping to a much more convenient location. Otherwise, he would have to walk all the way back. This is actually a pretty heads-up play from him. That's why he didn't save, I think.
I couldn't remember if he had actually saved at all. Okay.
Sure did.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. I was a lot worried there. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was really cool. He got a lot of information and he got out really fast. Lokir is going to be able to leave, but it's going to cost him a little more time. He's actually checking Dark Aegon first. Interesting.
Oh, and I think that is Spider Ball. Again, Warrior's Walk has burned me by not checking it on more than one occasion, so I still think this is a good play.
One thing, as brilliant a play as that was on Azder's part, one thing I am kind of worried about is what's in main reactor.
Oh, it's
they don't have
attack and battlegrounds.
Oh, that's huge. So that I'm not sure if screw attacking into the item in main reactor is beginner or intermediate, but that's definitely an option if they go back there. Because the tunnel, there's like a little hole in the wall when you get the item in main reactor to just roll through and leave, and that's just like a series of bars, and the gap between the bars is just it's wider than the typical Morphball tunnel, so you have quite a bit more leeway. Although, man, dealing with these warrioring without light beam is pretty obnoxious. It's nice that he has supers, but you only have so much ammo. He's really trying to shoot through the legs, but that's not really a thing you can do with enemies this huge. Unfortunately, one of the downfalls of this game not being a first-person shooter is that it kind of guides your shots to whatever the closest enemy is, and it'll just shift your shot like a good foot over to the side. If you want to shoot behind an enemy, you just can't do it.
X drop system is being very, very kind to Lokir with his missile using supers as well. That should be the last one.
Yep. I think they have about 300 health. I'm not sure exactly. I should probably look into it sometime. But yeah, 2 super missiles definitely will do it. And good use of screw attack to just not take the in-claw damage. The in-claw vapor damage is kind of interesting in that it doesn't immediately start doing damage. It'll take like 2 seconds before you actually start taking in-claw vapor damage. Kind of the same with Dark World damage, but much shorter time.
Lokir can go back and get this key, which I have a feeling is going to be our 3rd Aegon key.
Interesting. Interesting.
And we have all 3 tickets to the Worm Rave.
The question is, does he do... No, well, he doesn't catch 4 first, of course.
Right.
But does he do a Morbus before Pirate Labs?
Honestly, I think I would. At this point, you're right here with it. Commit to it and go.
So recently, I've had 2 seeds where I had the option to do a Morbus, like, kind of mid-game. And I was like, no, there's no way it has something. And then, like, I got a hint where it said... Morbus has a major upgrade, or there's a major upgrade in Dark Aegon Temple or something like that. But I didn't find the explicit Morbus hint yet. And I was like, that's probably main power bombs. I'm not going there. And it wound up being Dark Visor that was required. And yeah, that can burn you to not go there, and it could definitely burn you to go there as well.
And we've seen Boost Ball there several times this tourney.
The most likely item to be on a Morbus, apparently, is super missiles at like 12%, I think it was.
We've already found our supers, though.
Yeah.
What? You have a guess? I think I have a pretty good feeling of what it might be, but I'm interested to see what you think.
Dark ammo.
Oh, you're going mean with it. Okay. I'm thinking it might be our light beam.
Very well could be, yeah, absolutely. If it is light beam, that's pretty huge for Lokir. It's going to be able to check labs without having to worry about backtracking at all. So each worm in the Morbus fight has 150 HP. So you can take him out with a super missile, or you could get 5 shots with a seeker launcher. That works as well. 4 shots with light beam works. So unfortunately, they only have supers, but luckily it drops so many missiles.
You know what could be interesting? We don't exactly know what's in Mining Plaza. If Echo is on a Morbus, we have screw attack. So that might be interesting if something progression related is there. Get an Echo here and then have to go back to Mining Plaza to get next progression to take the energy back.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what it was. It looked pretty dark. I don't think it was anything, but you can never really tell from the restream just because we're kind of limited by the streamers' bit rates and whatnot, so we can't fully see it as well as the runners themselves can. Although some people in chat often have eagle eyes when they're watching the feed.
Oh, chat's always so much better at seeing it than we are on the stream.
Yeah, I try to watch it back on my phone, but it's a phone, So
Drop system not exactly helping Az here because he's got no missiles. Oh, there it is, folks. Oh, no. I was hoping. No worm rave yet.
there it is.
There it is.
Oof, you hate to love to see it. Oh. That last worm just wiggled out of Lokir's vision. That's 3 worms down for Lokir. We'll see what it is. You called it.
Oh, I'll take that one. There's our light beam. And look, you're not going to go ahead and take the energy back.
Yeah, it must have been nothing in Mining Plaza.
Oh, that super finally making its way there for Az.
Also, a little known fact, you'll hear about it in tournament commentary, but you can actually raise the hitbox of the standable beacons by shooting them with dark beam. Specifically in this room, if you don't have dark beam, you could use screw attack to get up. There's also a bomb space jump method that can also get you up, but that's specific to that room. That actually everything in Echoes is a case by case basis. You can't do it in Judgment Pit, for example. You can't do it in Portal Terminal. It's just it only has taller hitboxes in Dark Aegon Arena or Dark Aegon Temple.
And chat making a very good point. So light beam on a Morbus is locked out dark beam on wind chamber access. Because we found our screw attack.
Yeah. Yep, that was the path. Will Azder think about that? Normally that's power bomb locked, but this is one of the obscure cases it could be. Well, I guess the obscure case that it could be.
No portal there, Az.
There's an extra obscure case where grapple beam could be your logical way to solve the Grand Wind Chamber puzzle and get the item. I don't think I've ever had that required grapple beam for Grand Wind Chamber.
I have neither, thankfully.
Man, Dark Zero was asking for really, like, especially trolley possible items, like troll locations for items, so he could look through his 20,000 generated seeds to see if any of them occurred. I don't think anyone mentioned screw attack on Grand Wind Chamber. That would be a pretty good one.
Oh, that would be great.
There are all kinds of things. Of course, the classic super missiles the infamous super missiles in Torvus Energy Controller. There's
Right.
vanilla spider ball. I don't think there was any vanilla screw attack. So with 2 energy tanks, you get gold drops when you go under 60 HP. So like every E-tank adds another 20 to that threshold.
And look, you're going to be able to pick up his extra cheeseburger here since he does have dark beam.
I like it. He's doing this trick to try to skip boost ball and getting this sand processing trigger check early.
Oh, I almost had it first try.
Yeah, this back turret is easier to get stuck on, but there's a pretty tricky unmorph onto standable terrain next to it. The alternative is to either screw attack or just jump really far onto the further turret, and then you could bomb jump straight up to the platform, and it's kind of personal preference. Either one is pretty difficult. Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. There's another strat that I don't think it's worth putting in logic, but you could actually go up the sandbank on the right side and space jump high enough to get your screw attack height value high enough to reach the ledge, and then you can probably just bomb space jump and unmorph late, and then just screw attack. Instead of space jumping into a screw attack, you could just straight up screw attack if you're late enough. And then maybe you could get to the tunnel that way. I'll have to experiment with that. It's a really obscure trick that's only really been used in Trilogy version for stuff like the Hive Temple keys skip.
Chad saying they thought they saw a translator there at ventilation area A, and I have to agree. I think that was Amber. It could have been a power bomb expansion, but I think it was Amber. There you go. Okay, I was about to say, but you're burning way too much time here. You will find boost ball eventually.
Some days you get that like first try, some days it's not worth it.
I'll be the first one to admit I do that a lot, where I'll go, okay, I know this trick, I know I can do this trick, if I just do it for a few more tries, and then I'll get stuck in that pattern of, okay, and 5 minutes later I go, oh god, what have I done?
Yeah, I've seen Lokir do this. He can do it. It's just he's unfortunately having an off day for that particular trick. Cobalt. That's a real nice find in here in Sank. It might incentivize azder to stick around in here in Sanctuary, which might be like Sanctuary usually doesn't have much in it lately since 2.0, but the hints are typically pretty valuable though.
Go away, Cliff. We don't need you right now.
Yeah, I would just go through the portal and get the crates. This is it's too risky to go for the king ball. Okay, well.
Oh!
When was this?
I think this was before the Amorbus fight.
It was. That hurts.
That's a good, probably at least 10 minutes. Because that's before Spider Ball, that's before Warrior's Walk, so there's no Screw Attack, no Spider Ball, no Light Beam.
Where was... Oh, Spider Ball was Warrior's Walk, right? And Screw Attack.
Screw Attack
not like 10 minutes, maybe 6. Still...
To get all the way back to Sank, Spider side is what I was saying. To get back to where he was, I'd say it's probably 10 minutes. Because we know we've got to get there for the minute of Cobalts. I don't think there's anything else.
Well,
but
knowing that that's there isn't so bad.
Yeah, the knowledge is good.
This might actually deter him from... there was a similar case. There There was a racer that unfortunately soft locked in Sanctuary, and it incentivized them to just skip Sanctuary, and it wound up there was very little in Sanctuary, just 2 Sky Temple keys. That were required. There was Echo Visor, but it wound up not being required anyway. So it incentivized them to go to Torvis instead, and while it hurt to have to soft lock and recover your items, at the same time it typically puts you on the right track instead. So this could be a blessing in disguise.
So, with the items we have, do we go Sank? Or, with Supers, Light Beam, Dark Beam, Screw Attack, and Emerald, do we go Torvis?
Well, Azure for sure should go to Torvis. Just bail on Sank. That's too much of a time sink to stick with. Lokir, it's kind of balls in his court. He could do whatever he wants. If he does go to Sank and there's nothing there, that could really give Azure a chance. Of course, he doesn't know it.
Silly pirates putting those explosive carrots around and having your coffee meeting with them.
Well, Lokir didn't get Amber. Did you just roll past Vent Area A, or was it actually not Amber?
I don't think Lokir's actually gone to Vent Area A.
Oh, I just assumed that's how it got to Pirate Labs.
He went through Pirate Labs through the back way in Dark Aegon.
In Dark Aegon, okay. So he's about to get Amber. Nice.
Or he's going to go the other way, which I would... nope.
Well, yeah, Mining Station B first to make sense.
No, this is Mining Station B. I always do that. I always reverse the doors. Oh, can't go Mining Station B, Lokir.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have Seekers yet, and he just remembered that.
I had a funny seed once where I totally forgot I didn't have Seekers, and I went to mining when I went to Mine Shaft, and I was like, oh hey, there's Light Beam. Oh, but I don't have Seekers, and I had to leave with my tail between my legs. And then I found Seeker Launcher in Sand Canyon, which Light Beam was required for that. If I hadn't made that terrible mistake, I wouldn't have found Light Beam and Seekers for a long time.
This, I believe, was just a missile launch, or missile expansion.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but he will find Amber at least.
It's either Amber or it's a cheeseburger. I could not tell from as far as went up the path.
With the super missile unfortunately bouncing off the turtleneck of a Morris on Azure's side.
Well, that is Amber. I'm wondering why Az didn't pick that up. He might have thought it was a cheeseburger just from the bottom of it.
Or potentially a missile tank or something. There are a few items that commonly get mistaken for missile tanks. And Supers, Seeker Launcher, Amber.
And that's going to be a +1 for chat for spotting that Amber.
Azure is actually going to collect the temple energy. Interesting.
I swear I saw a blue glow in Mining Plaza. Oh, he has to. He didn't get Screw Attack. He didn't go through the Battlegrounds fight. No, because he knew where Light Beam was.
Oh.
So he may not take it all the way back, but you gotta at least do this so you can get out.
So also bomb space jumps that he was trying to do earlier to get there. They can be pretty tricky to set up. You have to be holding forward when you morph so that the camera stays behind you, and sometimes they can be a little finicky and just not cooperate.
And Lokir not even checking to see what that is, just going for it, and could be pleasantly surprised with Cobalt.
Oh, they can hit you through that?
They can.
I didn't know they could climb up the glass in the first place. I know the quads can in the light world. Oh. Sick dodging skills by the warrior gang. Where's Lokir going? Is he gonna try to go upstairs?
He has all the items he needs to do it.
Maybe farming ammo. You would need Echo to check the item or Dark Visor to go through the portal. Looks like, yeah, he's just farming a little health. With Screw Attack, he has just enough.
Hitting a Screw Attack. So. Oh no, I'm sorry, Lokir, not Az. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Here we go.
Dark Suit.
Oh, that was Dark Suit. Oh,
I thought that looked big.
Oh. And Az intentionally skipped that. He might have thought that was a missile tank. He didn't collect that the first time. He just looked at it, turned around, and left.
Yeah, peculiar.
Because, again, on my screen, I thought that was a missile tank. Az skipped that the first time he went through. Oh, wow.
When I saw it, I thought it wasn't a missile tank. I thought it was potentially a suit or something. But then he left, so I was like, oh, I must have saw it wrong. But no, it in fact was the suit.
And Cobalt Translator hit behind a Cobalt Translator. Thanks, game.
CRTs are typically pretty good at pretty good for classic games. I mean, maybe some picture settings, depending on like what era you got the TV in or something. It could potentially have different coloration or something that you would have to adjust.
And I do say I like this play from Lokir going back. Now that he has Amber, he's gotten everything he really needs from Spider's side at this point that he can get logically. Go back through, get your hits.
Whenever I play games, I make sure to crank up the brightness. I once tried to play like a Call of Duty game, and at the start of the game it said there was like a calibration screen where it said like lower your brightness until you cannot see this text. And I'm like, why would I not want to see something in a video game?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I like seeing things though. It helps me see things.
Yeah.
Oh, and our first joke hit.
Make sure you're not able to see this slightly different shade of black, or else you might accidentally have an advantage over your opponent.
But I like to see things. Ambiance is what Sigma's saying. Okay, well, ambiance is one thing. Blindness is another, and I like being able to actually see what I'm doing. Oh!
Interesting.
Nice health refill for Lokir there.
So one extra nice thing about the drop system is that whenever you get drops, it detects your health like on the frame that it drops, and if you destroy things on the same frame, they all check at the same time, so they won't cross-check with each other to say, hey, it's your turn to drop a drop. No, they all potentially drop. gold refills or power bombs or whatever you need.
And since he didn't pick up that amber, has to go the long way around to get to Torvis, but he can't get in through the front door.
At least he'll get his dark beam.
Yes, he will get his dark beam. Hopefully he will go check that and get his dark beam. And screw attack hits. So, well, no big loss on not checking amber hints.
Speaking of hints, here we have Meeting Grounds hint. This is often a good hint. Echo Visor and Sky Temple Grounds. This is a pretty decent hint.
And then, yeah, that's true, PJ. Venomous Pond hint having a movement system, so either gravity, boost ball, I think boost is, US2's dead.
It's also a good hint.
Yeah, that's a great hint. I think boost is classified as is it classified as a morph ball system?
It's a morph ball system, yeah. Movement systems do not include the ball systems because the ball systems are morph ball systems.
Okay, so then, alright, Az is going right now to get his dark beam. Awesome.
Similarly, Super Missile is not a missile system because it's a beam related.
It's a charge combo.
Yeah, it's a charge combo.
So, Venomous Pond either has to be gravity or grapple at this point.
So this is actually, believe it or not, probably pretty good for Azder. He's going into Torvis before his opponent with everything that his opponent has besides Dark Suit, which frankly he can get around, and he can suits basically might only matter for Sky Temple keys, and he'll find out pretty shortly probably if he needs them.
I just thought about it, but you called Dark Visor. Anything Dark Visor is out because we know where Echo Visor is, and we have all 4 translators. We know a HUD system is in a in-cat battleground, so Dark Visor checks.
Oh, that was in Battlegrounds.
Dark is locking itself.
Yeah, nice. Oh right, because Lokir got it when I was watching Azder in Temple Grounds, so I thought it was the Temple Grounds hint. Okay, I see. Oof. That pirate, unfortunately, finding a way to use the terrain to its advantage to avoid a shot. So Azure is looking to make a gamble here. Probably going to Phazon Grounds.
More than likely, let's say. Now, if you can't get back through, you got to go all the way back down. Either save warp. No, at that point, you have to go. Once you get past that door, we don't have Dark Visor, and we don't have Seekers. We won't have Dark Visor, so. Oh, no Dark Visor. That means a lot of Sank is dead, too. Get through front door of Sank.
Right. We'll have to find out where main power bombs are, because those will be the only access to Sanctuary. That means Temple access is dead. That requires Dark Visor to actually logically get the item. So you're not expected to BSJ into the tunnel.
Yeah, is there anything else? So Chica's not dead. Well, actually, logically, it would expect you to have Dark Visor to get out of the room.
That's right. So Chica actually is dead.
Yeah, Chica is dead. I was like, it's not dead because our runners know how to jump up those platforms. It's a gigantic pain, but no, it's just going to expect you to have Dark Visor to get out of the room logically. So
yeah, I believe that's intermediate invisible objects.
And I can't remember if that one is power bomb killable or not. I don't think it is for some reason. I think it's the other one that's power bomb killable.
Which one?
The gates that Az just bombed.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but
Oh, it is.
all those
Okay.
gates are power bomb destructible, but these ones can't be destroyed with screw attack. Only the one in Troopy Security Station.
The battleground tent in Incash, so he doesn't know Darkvisor's dead, so he's still scanning these.
I think the exception is the ones on the first layers of the respective rooms. Like the one in Dynamo Chamber that you can actually just jump over. A lot of people don't know that you could bomb jump over or you could space jump over. I don't think you could regular jump though.
Ooh, no. That actually could be a big hint to miss that the HUD system's there in Battlegrounds and that Lokir didn't check. Because he could go fight Chica. And he's going to be scanning each one of these keep arrowheads too. And those are all dead now.
Did you know that Santa Claus and Bigfoot are canon in the Metroid universe?
I did not, but it's always nice to have that new information.
There's a dead trooper in GFMC compound. When you scan the body, it says that there's another trooper that is kind of obsessed with Samus and wants to be just like her, and the other trooper is like, Samus isn't real life, right? It's basically like Santa Claus or the Bigfoot.
That's right.
It's just a myth. And Samus comes along and reads that, and now you know Santa Claus and Bigfoot are real.
Just dark ammo. And more dark ammo. So one thing I found on accident going into this room is if you go through and screw attack, yep, bye ship.
Bye, ship.
STK here though.
Good use of the super missile as well. Just waiting until the pirate spawns so you can lock onto it to fire the super missile, and the splash damage actually kills the other arrow trooper as well. That's one nice thing about the arrow troopers in this game. They spawn 2 of them and they usually disperse whenever they're activated. But if you could shoot them right when they're starting to take off, typically the splash damage will kill both of them in one shot, and it's really nice when you get it.
So as passing up Amber again, but we know only one hint really had anything, and the only thing he really needs it for is front door Torvis. Just some PBs here.
So he's...
Oh, great place for that hint. Thanks, game.
Yeah, Azder doesn't know that's a suit there. He would have gone there first if that were the case. So, whenever you're on spider tracks, well, most of the time you're on spider tracks, if you just kind of mash the button, you actually roll faster because you get a little propulsion when you leave the track. I think it's
safe.
It's one of the... I think it's an advanced movement for that room. It might be intermediate. I think it's advanced, though. You could actually get that tank and leave with only one... with no E-tanks. I actually had to do that fairly recently. Without boost ball as well. You could actually destroy the block, return to the safe zone, and the block will stay destroyed. And you can fill your health back to full again. Then you can get the item and come back.
as not happy with the Cobalt hint hiding the Cobalt translator.
Classic.
No seekers as.
Although, that's an interesting point with... I think when items are placed, they have a... I'll have to double check. I think they have a chance to have hints associated for them. And I think the hints are placed in logically accessible locations. Not 100% sure, though. I'll have to double check with Dark Zero on that. I'm like 50-50 whether that's true or not. But if that's the case, that might mean that Cobalt's not required.
It's possible. Let's say we know it's not required for at least that one Spider Guardian item. Here we are at an hour and 10 minutes in, and just real quick, make sure you follow the runners, Lokir5 and Azder on Twitch. They're putting on an awesome show for this evening. Follow our amazing tracker, T-Sigma6, who's also one of our amazing SpeedGaming volunteers. It's been doing an incredible job with helping us get set up and do everything for the tournament in these last 5 weeks. I mean, with 14 matches a week, they've been absolutely doing an incredible job. And definitely make sure to follow my co-commentator, Jagger G, who, those things, I've always been absolutely thrilled to do commentary with.
Ah, shucks. Likewise.
So this has actually been my first tournament that I've gotten to do commentaries and not just watch on YouTube after the fact. And everybody I've gotten to commentate with has absolutely been amazing to do this with.
Mm-hmm. It's a real good community we have in general.
So I'm going to take the legs out first because we don't have boost ball.
Like, a lot of people in the community can be pretty intense with, like, high expectations of themselves, but towards other people, they're generally pretty welcoming and happy to help.
And if you'd like to come join our happy little family, I just hit up the link down there for our Discord where you can find all the information you need for all 3 of the Metroid Prime randomizers. 1, Echoes, and Corruption, which just came out here in the last couple months thanks to Gala. And getting it on the fun yourself, because trust me, if this is a game you love just in a vanilla sense, you've got to try the Rando. You have to, at least once. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. And definitely try out that Corruption Rando and find some bugs for them to fix. It'll be great. Speaking of bugs, we recently had a tournament seed where there was a logic bug where, because beginner logic could potentially require you to use screw attack without space jump, they were logically required to come back through Sanctuary Temple access by activating screw attack and just jumping over the railing. It's actually significantly easier than doing so with space jump because the height is way higher than you would normally activate space jump. So it required that, but unfortunately to get up to upper Sanctuary, it actually required getting Spider Ball, which required getting space jump. So you couldn't do screw attack without space jump because you had space jump.
Okay, I was wondering what the actual logical access was for that, because I've been trying to rack my brain on it at work for the last several days, and I just could not figure it out. Oh, there's
It's pretty wild. Yeah, I think DCR was able to patch that pretty cleanly just by stating in the template for what determines whether the trick is viable that you have to not have space jump to do the trick, which isn't strictly true. You could still do it with space jump, but it's just more complicated.
there's our dead key. And we know where the second dead key for Chicken is. Did we check portal chamber? I don't think I can't remember if we did on our way through.
I'm not sure either. I was kind of looking at the hint on Azur's screen. It said a suit was in Torvis Bog, so that's Seeker Launcher in Sanctuary. That's actually
So main PBs are required at some point because we can't get in the other way.
and a progressive suit in Inghive. That's the one that Azur missed. That might point him back to it.
But at the
maybe
same time,
we'll see.
that could point him so far away from it.
It could. Do we have a hint for Quad itself yet?
We don't have a hint for Quad.
Well, he's not gonna fight Quad without more intel. He's not gonna. I don't think there was a health system in Hive Gyro. Well, I actually don't know that. Was there?
I'm not sure.
It's so unlikely. So the other options are aerial training site, which is about to find out does not have a suit, or Hive Gyro, or Hive entrance. So if he gets a hint that light suit winds up being required, he's gonna realize that light suit can't be in Hive entrance because it requires light suit to get.
And Hive entrance is dead two ways because it can't be a suit and it can't be the ink cache because Dark Visor is dead.
Right, that's true as well. So it just whether he gets that suit or not kind of depends on whether it's required. It'll kind of sting if it's not required and he just winds up searching for the other suit in Torvis Bog instead and takes a while to find, but otherwise it might work in his favor. That Seeker Launcher, though, oh, that's the worst place to land.
It is.
Actually,
What a pain.
No, I guess it's not the worst place to land. I was thinking if you go from the cannon, you actually get you could actually land in the terminal fall and get warped back to the cannon.
Yeah.
And landing there would set your respawn point to that ledge instead. But he doesn't do that. He just goes from the side instead.
Quad is this STK?
Oh, nice.
We have a quad seed, people.
Oh, that's doubly good. Azure is going to have two opportunities to get hints for that. It's going to know Quad does not have a suit.
I made this.
Congratulations.
This makes me so happy. I finally made a quad seed.
That's actually pretty uncommon, isn't it?
It is. Oh, Az getting lucky picking up another STK here at aerial training.
I'm a little surprised he's not lowering his health to get a gold drop here, but that also takes time, so it's probably faster to just do without it.
Boost ball one room away from catacombs.
That is Transit Tunnel East, if I'm not mistaken. It's not. Wait, what?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, it's Transit Tunnel South. Okay.
Is it south?
Because this is Transit Tunnel East that he's in right now, but this is just a red temple key. I was very confused.
It could have been either.
So
yeah,
boost ball?
Amber is logical access to Torvis.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
service
Az
key.
find cannonball somewhere? He sure did. I didn't even notice, but yeah, Az has found cannonball, and Chica is doubly dead now with it just having missile expansion. Okay, watch station had cannonball. Okay, so not the worst, not worth saying. Just be careful here, Az, because you can't go through this with cannonball. Oh, an annihilator beam on Lokir's side. And,
Oh wow, that's almost immediate boost ball access.
So cannonball gives you a pseudo boost ball. So until you hit a cannon, you have boost. You have basically anytime you're in a boost ball state, you have an invincibility shield. And,
well, in Morphball state, you have invincibility. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Morphball state, not boost ball state. I apologize. And it also gives you a heck of a lot of damage to certain enemies.
500,000 per frame. For reference, the charge beam does 50.
Oh, and as
Azder making it back with more than 0 health,
which is definitely a plus. But oh, he scares me.
That's all you need. So this was a pretty wild double gamble on Azder's part to not bail on Sanctuary. To just... he knows that usually Sanctuary is not the answer. So he wound up going to Sanctuary anyway, and that's netted him Seeker Launcher, which allows him to get the Sky Temple key, and as well as Cannonball, which allows him to skip boost as long as he doesn't take a cannon. And quite a bit of information.
Lokir, on the other hand, hitting Torvis, picking up Annihilator, picking up Boost Ball, picking up that quad hint for quad having an SDK. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. Logically, it's going to expect Echo.
Azder gets that suit.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. I was very, very worried he was going to keep counting that down. So, awesome.
Yeah, it's it can be a trap whenever you see something and you think you know what it is. It can really hurt to just assume you're right and you know what you're doing and you don't make mistakes. But Azder has played a lot of randomizers before. He knows he's human and he takes it back. He gets that dark suit. Well, maybe he just opted to skip it before. I don't know. But likely he just probably thought it was a missile tank and second-guessed himself and is rewarded for his hubris.
And Lokir looks like he might go down to blog. Yep. And missiles.
Oh yeah, so one thing I learned recently, you know how res bits are 4 times weak to cannonball damage, so it does 2 million per frame?
Yeah.
You know those 2 res bits in transit station on the second layer when you get the item?
Yeah.
Apparently they're immune to cannonball.
What?
I don't know. I was bumping into them, and I was like, do I actually have cannonball? They were shooting me and doing no damage. I was like bumping into them, not getting knocked back. I'm like, what the heck? I guess they're just immune.
All right, yeah, because echoes. That's the reason. All right. The things you think you'd know about something.
There's a similar case where the pill bugs in Aegon Wastes, there are different pill bugs in Ventilation Area A versus Mineshaft. The ones in Vent Area A are vulnerable to Boost Ball, and the ones in Mineshaft are not.
There you go. Good play. Good play. Get some health back. I know you just have the easy ones left, but...
Interesting, the ones in Vent Area A, the pill bugs, you can boost into them even with Cannonball and they still die. Even though usually Cannonball just doesn't let you destroy objects. Lets you kill the pill bugs.
Welcome to Diggle's raid party.
Right, those 2 res bits in Transit Station, they're the ones that get saved from the Cannonball. They're the ones who are destined to procreate and make more res bits, more super res bits.
So, Diggle, to answer your question, we have a +1 Amorbus with Light Beam. We have a STK on Quad. We have vanilla main power bombs. So that's going to be
wow.
That's going to be a +1 to Power Bomb Guardian because that's our only way to get in, and Dark Visor is locked in an ink cache.
Yeah, which unfortunately means Chica is dead because you can only leave Chica's arena if you have, well, logically, if you have Dark Visors.
Matrix? No, I did this. This is my fault. I can't blame Diggle for this other than the fact he let me be a TO and generate steam. So, by proxy, we can blame Diggle for this, but we can't actually blame Diggle for this.
I still find it so funny. I was talking about what Azure needs to do, and he went against that. And now he's able to check his Sky Temple key hints first.
Seekers were in Sanctuary in the one you have to screw attack all the way across. I'm trying to remember what the name of that is. It is...
Watch Station Access. Yes.
Watch Station Access. Thank you. And we're getting a Grapple Guardian fight out of Lokir. I love watching this fight, but we got to get our notepads out, Jagger, because it's time for hints.
That's right.
Main gyro. So,
okay.
All right. Forgotten Bridge. And there's his quad understanding.
Yeah.
Cache A. So that is secrets
A
required.
or B?
The cache A. Mining station
Okay.
D. Storage A.
Storage A. Okay, that's off of Mining Station B. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy on my end. I thought that said Storage D, but I guess, yeah, because Storage D just had a power bomb. Yeah, I just can't read. Sorry, guys, I'm illiterate. Luckily, we're watching a video game, not a visual novel. It's not text-based.
Nothing's going to be light suit locked. I'm trying to think right now. So,
We need Annihilator from Lower Torvus.
Yeah. There you go.
I wonder if Lokir knows the Seekerless Seeker locks. I was trying to get to the Sky Temple gateway. It's kind of a tricky one.
Logically, we're gonna be logically just with this. You have to have main PBs and boost ball. Or no, we don't have to have boost ball actually No, we do have to have boost ball because of the quad fight. You got to get up to the head.
Yeah, that's true.
So right now, Lokir's missing Seekers and Echo. And Az is missing Annihilator and Boost Ball. But
Yeah,
Cannonball,
technically
if he
Boost Ball.
doesn't lose it. He could actually skip. Yeah, he could skip Boost Ball entirely.
He just needs to not take the Gathering Hall cannon, and he should be fine.
Yep. Lokir, however, heading to Sank. So he's about to find his Seekers, and we're still taking that death and losing a little bit of time. We're still right there at it.
Yeah. That was a huge, like I said, it's a huge gamble, and it's really paid off here. Although Lokir will be getting that, whatchamacallit soon. The Seeker Launcher.
Okay. Say, Az, don't go the way I hope you're not gonna go. Don't go through portal access.
I'm guessing Lokir probably won't make much use of Cannonball. Because he's going to get Seeker Launcher, and then the next item, well, the item in the next room is going to be Cannonball. Does he get that, or does he opt out of it? Well, either way, he just wouldn't have it once he save warps to the temple hints.
I gotta say, I am a little disappointed in both of our runners right now because neither one picked up our validator. Shame on both of you. You know you've got to have that.
Oh, it's Mining Station B.
Yeah, mining station B and storage A. So there's actually 2 SDKs here.
Oh, okay. I missed that. This is a pretty awkward BSJ on Azder's end. He actually has to, once he starts jumping, he has to move over to the right to get up that little sloped ledge.
Beautifully executed, though.
I think I've been told you can do it with just a single BSJ, but I don't know. I always go for a 3 BSJ and I barely get it. There are a couple ways to climb this without taking the cannon. There's some standable terrain to his left that he could jump all the bars and just space jump across. You can do a slope jump off of the crates, and then you can screw attack.
There you go.
It looked like maybe there were some pipes that he was trying to stand on earlier, and that might have worked as well. But yeah, just screw attack canceling into the corner to make sure you don't bonk off of it, and then kind of riding that slope up onto the ledge. It worked out for him there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, there shouldn't be a single cannon that he has to take, because the one at main gyro chamber doesn't count as a cannon, does it? Because it isn't in a plate.
No, it absolutely counts.
Oh. Then Az is going to have to find boost ball. We have an SDK at main gyro.
Not necessarily. So, although you do need to destroy that orb that's hanging in midair with Cannonball, you don't necessarily have to launch out of a cannon to hit it. You could actually destroy the glass that's destructible with Cannonball up at the top, and then jump through that on top of the ball and morph. and that'll destroy it as well. The main caveat is that if you try to do that too early, you actually need to lower the door locked by the echo locks, so you can't actually skip items that way. If you try to do that before activating the locks, or deactivating the locks, I guess, then you actually despawn the item forever. So you don't want to do that.
No, not with being an STK, you don't.
So you would basically just have to take 2 elevators to the top to be able to jump onto it.
All right, you're hitting his seeker launchers right now. Hi, Resbit. That is always the most satisfying thing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hit, honestly, though. Because whenever you use screw attack, you speed up to more fall speed, and then you very quickly slow down to a crawl, horizontally speaking. So you're basically jumping over enemies that way.
Az does need Annihilator to get out of the room from Quad.
He might know the BSJ to actually get out through the entrance. Although,
I'm not sure if that's
he should be fine.
Is that in logic?
No, it's in advanced, I think.
Okay.
It's a pretty difficult one, but he might be able to do it personally.
I was trying to think of what inside of logic he would still need, but I think so. Inside of logic, he's still going to need Annihilator.
But yeah, I don't know for sure if he's tried it before, because it is a pretty finicky one. It's kind of hard to keep the camera cooperating for that BSJ. You would need to be on like the outer tip of the ledge.
Lokir, you're gonna go ahead and grab Cannonball.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, at this point, yeah. Even if you lose it, it's not a huge deal since you already had a boost.
So I was thinking he's probably gonna save and then save warp and then get the hints and then reset to come back. He might instead opt to just save warp and just go straight to hints and then walk out.
So I guess my question is, because I can't remember, where is Echo?
It's in in Plane of Dark Warship.
Okay. I could not remember.
They did have a hint for that in Meeting Grounds, so that's
right.
That won't take long for them to find. They might wind up checking Phazon Grounds first, but we'll see.
What are you doing?
This is actually totally fine. There's these Ink
you can do
Swarm
this
here.
without Echo.
Oh, he also has Cannonball.
Yeah, I was just thinking of doing the quad fight without Echo, but I mean, yeah, as long as you know where you're positioning yourself, you can take out quad without Echo.
Yeah, the antenna, the hitbox is on the tips of the antenna, at least on the head. But they're actually pretty huge hitboxes. If you jump up and fire a charged light beam, you'll probably hit it with all 5 shots.
Chat making me feel bad saying quad without Echo is trivial, and I'm awful at it, so it's cool, chat.
You just kind of have to know where to aim. It's like very generous hitbox. It's just further out than you would expect.
Some of us aren't very good at this.
Well, it's things you just have to learn before they're easy. Like the antenna in the middle, you can just screw attack that, but there are certain parts where it's just easier to screw attack from. Maybe you could jump on the leg to get a better vantage point. There's that light suit for azder.
Right now, it's honestly, I'd say we're still fairly tied up. Lokir's gonna go ahead and take out quad, get that out of the way. But Lokir still hasn't checked hints, so I don't know. I'd still say we're fairly tied. There's not really a definitive lead because Loki still has Annihilator that he logically needs. But yeah, if Lokir's taking out Echo, the only thing he'll need Echo for is main gyro.
So luckily, Lokir did get a hint for Quad having a Sky Temple key. That was very nice. Since he's here, like right after getting Seeker Launcher, this routes in super nicely. And this is the only real place where having Cannonball could be convenient, I guess. And as soon as Azure gets Annihilator, it'll be right outside Sanctuary anyway.
That's true.
Fun fact, charging the beam when you're out of ammo does allow you to shoot the beam with a normal shot. A lot of people don't know that when they're playing casually. There's actually a hint for that in the Rando as well. One of the there are several joke hints in the game that are just legitimate good game knowledge that isn't obvious.
Nice stop on the very, very annoying stun attack that Quad has.
Speaking of annoying, here's a boost onto the head. That's very difficult to tell where exactly the head is on that camera and where specifically the boost is going to launch you.
Nicely done.
And it could also try to juke you. It'll turn one way and then start moving the other way. But yeah, if you just wait an extra second, you know exactly where it's going, and you have to wait for it anyway.
And Quad is down. So you got to get that, Lokir, don't?
Yeah, it's a lot of people try to boost into items and then find out it's floating in the air, just slightly too high to reach. Lokir almost wanting to activate to collect the energy so he could save warp later. Knows that Yumos 2 is dead and just opts to just leave it behind. He's not going to have very many Sky Temple keys to find. It's not going to take too long to traverse the areas.
Aaron apparently feeling the pain that Lokir just went through by boosting under something in a race and having to go to the entire room again.
Yes. Classic. You know, it might be worth collecting the energy and returning it, because you gotta go find a save warp. And the nearest one
is right here.
I guess the energy controller isn't really on the way. It's just not a huge detour.
And let's say the save warp's right here at main gyro.
What keys does Lokir have remaining? There's main gyro.
Main gyro, mining station B, cache A, and storage A.
Okay.
So 2 and A gone that are right next to each other, thankfully. From there, you can hit. Let's see. From there, if it were me, I'd hit your portal access. It never hurts to take a safety save after you get done with the boss. From there, I'd hit your hit portal access to your Lower Torvus, since you already have Seekers. Take care of Storage A and Dark Torvus, or Cache A and Dark Torvus, and then from there hit Vault Side Sank, possibly?
He actually saved, so he's probably going to save warp to main gyro first, and then do the Aegon keys, and then go to Cache A, and then walk out the front door for Sky Temple.
Not a bad play either. Again, I'm thinking how I would probably do it in my head. Again, I'm not very good, so me do it the way I do it in my head is probably not the way he should do it.
You'd have to time things. It's complicated, especially routing on the fly. Like it would have been cool to have the teleporters be useful between the energy controllers, especially in this case where his last remaining keys are in all three major areas. But they actually wind up routing fairly reasonably. Honestly, I think it's probably about the same whether you activate the teleporters or not. One thing I wonder after Cache is if faster to save warp or to walk to the Forgotten Bridge portal. It would be slightly faster to take the portal chamber portal and then go out of bounds to get to the elevator faster, but it depends on the player whether that's actually faster or not. Because traversing out of bounds, the speed at which you traverse out of bounds can drastically differ from player to player.
Don't do it, Lokir. Well, I mean, unless you want to lose Cannonball. Yep, he's doing it.
Yeah, losing Cannonball wouldn't be that bad, honestly. It's nice for... he is walking out. It's nice for... Yeah, it's nice for Emperor Ing 2, but it doesn't really save much time.
I'm trying to think, did Az go get gravity boost? Don't think he did. No. Absolutely, C-Flare. So, hints in this. All of your lore translators, your standard Amber, Violets, Cobalt, and Emerald are going to be item hints, except for two, which are going to be joke hints. And there's that Secret Door doing exactly what Secret Door 2 and 4 missiles remaining.
Yeah, so he's going to launch his last volley of missiles just to get himself to 0, and that's going to give him an 80% chance of double missile drops from the second enemy in this room he kills.
Sorry for that, chat. Meant to continue my explanation and got sidetracked by
Go ahead.
That secret door, because that secret door is awful. Your key bearer lore items are going to correspond to an item that's in that ing cache, and then your Sky Temple key hints obviously are. Your Sky Temple key stuff is going to correspond directly to your where the actual Sky Temple key locations are. Screw Attack was in Battlegrounds, Scott. So hopefully I explained that at least semi-adequately. Lokir still running around with no light ammo. Lokir, just so you know, if you shoot and kill things with dark beam, you get light ammo. If you shoot things with you get dark ammo. There we go. Look, you're picking up his cache A. I'll leave his main gyro, storage B, or storage A, and mining station B. And as all he has left is going to be quad and.
So this is a funny little trick here. Yep. It's a funny trick here Azder's doing to activate the dark beam crystal from the back by screw attacking into the back of it. It's kind of weird. You kind of want to go above the crystal, like hit the top of it, and the screw attack hitbox will clip through the shield and hit the crystal.
He's not one to cooperate tonight, though. There we go.
There we go. This is one of 2 crystals that can be activated with screw attack. It only works in main reactor and here in crypt.
So Lokir still needing to find his echo. I just noticed Az is still only at 3 energy tanks. Which, I mean, with him in light suit, I don't see that being a problem, especially with cannonball. But that definitely makes you nervous. At least it makes me nervous.
I'm not so sure about Security Station B. I'm pretty sure I tried it and it wasn't working on the crystals there. I think I did actually need dark beam for him. There is that. You do need to reload the room for the gates to actually be gates with openable crystals. I think I had tried it in a room rando. Like I had reloaded the room, I'm pretty sure.
And look here right now, just looking for his echo visor and anywhere you can get access to in SkyTower routes. See, Flare, it's Dolphin's actually gotten to the point, especially with stuff like echoes, it's actually really gotten good. There's still some areas that are rough, but as opposed to even just a couple of years ago, it's become very, very good at emulating a lot of the games. Just make sure you have your legitimate copies.
Yeah, you can actually burn your own legitimate copy through the Wii homebrew. That's how most of the players got their randomizer working.
But, between that and the GameCube, Wii U, and Switch adapter to USB works absolutely phenomenally. So it's not a bad experience at all. There you go, look here. As heading right now to get his go mode item. Finding out Chick is dead. Lokir's go mode item is Echo Visor, which is right here. And literally within 2 seconds of each other, both Az and Lokir at 1 hour 54 and 50 some odd seconds are both in go mode from completely different items. Lokir has main gyro, cache A, or storage A, and mining station B. Az having main gyro and quad. So
Lokir needs main gyro as well.
Yeah, mine gyro, storage A, and mining station B. So definitely better routing for Az, being able to hit main gyro, go straight to quad. But those two keys being right there for Lokir, just keep in mind we can't go through front door of Sank. You got to go through either the vault or the spider side Sank entrances.
I guess if you go main gyro first and then you fight quad, you would actually be able to take the save warp from save station 3, I think? The one just outside quad. And it's a little bit faster than taking the save.
Either that or take the energy back. Use a few seconds by the Umos cutscene.
No, it just takes too long to get to... At this point now, it would take too long to get to the Sync Temple... or a Sync energy controller.
That's true. So yeah, Lokir's gonna go take care of Aegon and then go through Spider Side Sank to take out main gyro. I don't know. This one's still gonna be anybody's race. This is super close still.
I think Lokir has a little bit of an advantage, just because Azder has the entire quad fight.
But with Echo, his
skip
quad
the
fight
cutscenes,
may be quicker.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. He's got plenty of light ammo for the fight, I believe.
Yeah, he's at 80. He should be perfect.
One nice thing about long loading times is that you can take that time to farm some ammo from the in cache right before quad.
And if you thought we needed that door or the keys for that door, no, you don't.
Yeah,
So
takes a few seconds for that door to open.
and all that's left after these keys is going to be Emperor Ing, Dark Samus 3 and 4, and that's it.
There goes Lokir's cannonball.
Like cannonball.
This is the fastest way to get across, and this
it
probably
absolutely
saves
is.
more time than the cannonball would save on Emperor Ing too.
It's a smart play.
Because maintaining cannonball would also cost time in main gyro.
Yep.
So you're gonna take a cannon anyway.
No reason not to. While the quad fight's going on, I will take 2 seconds. Let me go grab some water just so I can have the final bosses.
Okie doke. It's so annoying whenever quad fires that disable laser thing. Not necessarily it really sucks that you won't be able to fire for 10 seconds. But on top of that, you would also have to wait. You would have to deal with this tornado spin and not be able to damage the boss for even longer. It's like doubly bad. Azder is opting to stand on the legs just to guarantee he could screw attack to the side of that satellite without bonking off early.
It's not a bad play. It's not a bad play at all.
With very specific angles, you could just jump straight to the antenna and not collide immediately, but it's easier said than done.
Lokir did actually have quite a few bonks off the antenna, and this fight is going much, much quicker for Az than it did for Lokir, putting him that much closer, in my opinion, to this just being.
So even
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, even with all the items for getting the main gyro, you actually have to leave the room and come back for the echo locks to be active. Hopefully, Lokir will. Oh, okay, he is going through watch station access. He's going to cross over there and back.
And that is another dead quad. Very nice fight from Az. And doing the same thing. Roll around for a second.
You can see this door struggling to open, and that means the room is loaded now, and you can successfully actually hit these echo locks. So now that the cannon's open, he can go to Worker's Path, get Cannonball, and it's launched on top of the... stand on top of the orb. Okay, he's just going to take the cannons much faster. Good on him.
Much, much faster. And that is all 9 keys for Lokir. We are heading to Sky Temple for final bosses, and Az very, very close behind.
There's just one key difference.
And he'll have that key here the next couple of minutes, if not less.
I don't know. He might have...
Cannonball. He's intentionally losing Cannonball to get rid of it just so he can get through main gyro without having to worry with it.
Maybe, but you can do that by taking the cannon in main gyro.
He may not know that.
Well,
if I had that, I'd
maybe
be worried
he's
about a
playing it
crash.
safe. He might be playing it safe, making sure he can't possibly hit the orb with Cannonball before, like, too early, because that would despawn the item. He just wants to make sure nothing happens. I used to think there was an issue. I had an issue at one point where I just broke the glass with Cannonball, and I left and I came back and the orb wasn't there. I somehow despawned the item. I was pretty sure I wasn't anywhere near the orb, but I guess I was.
Yeah, I would be worried about just that any kind of glitch at this point. At 2 hours and your opponent's not done, any kind of glitch is going to absolutely destroy you. So I'd play it safe. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, there was a long period where I had no idea, like, how exactly an orb despawned. Because when you touch the orb, it doesn't explode. It just sits there until you reload the room.
I don't think the room reloaded, but
it did.
Did it? Okay. The door did not take very long to open, so I was.
Oh, did it not?
No, it was almost immediate.
Oh, okay.
He almost jumped down, not remembering that he does not have Dark Visor to get back up easily.
No, you actually hit the load trigger for Sank Temple by jumping past the fence, but you have to go a little bit further beyond the fence, and then you jump back over the fence with space jump, and you can. And usually that'll take long enough for the room to reload. That was his intent, but I guess he just didn't go for far enough and didn't actually reload the room like you said.
Oh, there's another. It happens to the best of us, Lokir. his final STK at 2:04:38. As Lokir's in the elevator up to final bosses with Emperor Ing and Dark Samus 3-4. As he regains some ammo, great time to remind everybody, follow the runners. They do an amazing job giving us some brilliant content, and wouldn't be here without them, so definitely give Lokir 5 and Azder a follow. Definitely give T Sigma 6 a follow, who's been doing our tracking this evening. That's one of the hardest jobs to do, just because there's so much going on both screens. And Jagger G, my amazing co-commentator, please make sure to go give him a follow as well. Always an absolute pleasure to be able to commentate with him.
Also be sure to follow Reed as well. He's learning this run as well. Learning the rando ins and outs. Always a good time.
Ooh, I don't know if I've seen that strategy of letting the laser just kind of shoot itself in the foot. I like that. Oh.
It's kind of an old strategy, but it does make it a little tricky to actually land the super shots. You have to jump up high enough for it to hit.
Oh, I just thought about that. This is going to cost Az. Without Amber, he can't go through the normal way. He's got to go all the way around.
Ooh. Right. He didn't get Amber.
I think this might be the first time we've seen it come down to... I don't know if it's going to come down to the lack of a translator, but...
Were there any useful Amber hints?
I think there's one for a movement system in... I think there's one for a movement system, but other than that, there wasn't anything useful in Amber, and there's the energy tank and sand cache, so Amber wasn't even required for anything. Careful, Lokir. I know you still got 4 E-tanks, but... And as save warping?
He's got all his tanks.
I think as
he's got all his STKs.
Well, he just saved warped, so he went back to ship. I think he may have just saved warped by accident when he got ammo.
It's unfortunate.
That muscle memory is hard to break. That's why I'm very, very happy with my muscle memory being... Oh, and there goes Emperor.
Nice. Kind of getting dragged along with the hitbox.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to talk about Emperor 3 having screw attack hitboxes on his feet before he was dead, but all right, done. No, that muscle memory of when you go to a save station of warping to start is hard to break. I have a bad habit of saving like 2 or 3 times before I actually warp.
Yeah, Azra's not going to be happy about what happened here today. Wonder how he's going to feel about Amber winding up in event area A.
And here we go into Dark Samus 3.
Maybe a little early on that screw attack or something. Just unfortunately didn't do damage. That's
gonna...
yeah. Did he... He didn't use an annihilator before, did he?
I believe he did.
That's weird. He must have not done a full 25 shots or something. That missile would have sent it over otherwise. Oh, didn't hit with the screw attack again. I get this a lot. Oh, unfortunately, that's going to be a center. When you hit it with a missile, it's going to put it just past the edge, just past the threshold.
really comes down to the RNG of the Dark Samus using Phazon and how quickly Az can get through the ring, and if it doesn't center. This could still be very, 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 very close. Az getting bullied by the tentacles there. Possibly 2 more shots.
Yeah. So whenever it drops down to the ground like this, you can't actually beat Dark Samus when it's on the ground. But it'll only go down onto the ground if it has more than 60 HP. Because the damage cap when it's on the ground is 60. You just cannot go over that.
And there it is. Going to be GG for Lokir. GG's in chat, everybody. We're finishing up with a IRL time, 2 hours, 11 minutes, 14 seconds. 2 minutes. 2 minutes deep, yeah. Az hitting Emperor Ring 2 just as we finish up with Dark Samus 4. And absolute GG's to Az. Go ahead and finish it out like a champ. With the death by Az, losing that time, still insanely close. As soon as we can, and we'll get Az hopefully in here for an interview as soon as he finishes up with Emperor Ring and Dark Samus. So now that we can actually see Emperor Ring for a few seconds. So in development, there were originally going to be little bitty hitboxes for screw attack on the bottoms of his feet, there at his heels. And those got taken away at some point. They're like, nah, we're not going to do that. But hitboxes themselves never went away, even though parts of the model did. So screw attack still does 36 damage per frame, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
And you can completely destroy Emperor Ring 3 using that instead of having to go through the intended way. Much, much quicker fight.
Yeah, with a good screw attack in between its legs, you can get a solid dozen or so frames of damage in. This, like, hundreds and hundreds of damage per screw attack, basically. So what Azure is going to try to do, same as what Lokir tried to do, just screw attacking next to Dark Samus. You don't want to bonk off of her, because that'll basically cancel the screw attack. Kind of like you saw there, he didn't land on top of it. And the screw attack just stopped.
There's the DS4 skip, though, with an official time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and I'd say the clock didn't stop.
It's 29
so
seconds on racetime.gg.
We'll go with 29 seconds. GG's to ads. We are joined by Lokir in voice chat. GG's to you.
Thank you. Oh my
Congrats.
god.
That was intense.
I knew it was going to be close, but wow.
Yeah, that was pretty solid routing, especially early on. You actually wound up finding that dark beam super early. It actually required the light beam from Morbus to get logically.
You know, I got that dark beam and immediately went to Warrior's Walk because I realized anything that dark beam opened, dark beam was locked by light beam. So I needed to find light beam somewhere. And the only stuff that wasn't dark beam locked was Warrior's Walk. And I was like, this is a really, really good play. And it's probably going to put me ahead. And that's like basically what I tried to ride for the entire rest of the race.
Yeah, a lot of the difference in this match came down to choices, whether you go this route or that route, whichever one you picked first, giving you an advantage. Getting those power bombs in Hive Chamber B actually got you to that dark beam in Wind Chamber Gateway, whereas Azder actually save warped and went to GFMC first and wasn't able to check it until much later.
Yeah, that's
but
unfortunate.
On top of that, there was also a very unfortunate death on Azder's end in Sanctuary Fortress. In Culling Chamber, yeah.
Yeah. My mid game was pretty waffly. Once I got Seekers, I felt pretty good about what I was doing. But between Gravity Boost and Seekers, I was not very happy with how I was playing. I felt like I was very indecisive about where I was going, and it was not great. But I'm really, really glad that I chose to go to, you may have seen me deciding whether to go to Sanctuary or go to Boost Guardian area. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm really glad I chose Sanctuary because that first hint, I was like, I have to play hints. If I don't play hints, I'm going to be sad. So I played the hints and it worked.
Yeah. So also, speaking of Seeker missiles that you found, like those kind of made you feel like you made the right decisions. Azder, because of that death, actually took a big gamble and full cleared Sanctuary before even going into Torvus. He actually got his Dark Beam and backtracked through Aegon to Sank. And he actually wound up getting his Sky Temple hints like way before you did.
Oh, yeah, I got them so late. I felt... the asterisk next to the Sanctuary choice made me feel good was... I knew as soon as I saw that Seeker's hint that if Azder had taken the Sanctuary over Torvus gamble, that he would basically be like 20 minutes ahead of me. So it was that asterisk really worried me a lot. But
we were also wondering on Azder's end. I don't know if you can hear us, but we were curious about the Dark Suit debacle. He actually looked at Dark Suit early on, and he noped out on it. We were thinking he thought it was a missile tank, and I just assumed because he left it, it was a missile tank. And then you got it, and it was Dark Suit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was like the best thing I could have found there, because I went in there with less health than I would have wanted to. And when I picked, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh, well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, looking at it on his screen, I 100% thought it was a missile expansion.
He also unfortunately missed Amber Translator that was in Vent Area A. That definitely very frequently gets confused for a missile tank. I wouldn't be surprised at that as well. That'd be pretty unfortunate because that was the logical way into Torvus, I believe. That plus supers.
Yeah, that and supers was logical into Torvus because couldn't get in any other way, really.
Because the suit was not logical. The suit was out of logic until Powerbomb Guardian.
Yep.
And the reason I knew in Dark Lower Torvus, I had to find something because Sync wasn't in Logic yet. So I was either going to find like Dark Visor or Seekers or something. And I found main PBs and I was like, okay, well, I guess it's time to go to Sync. I was like, whatever leads to Sanctuary has to be in Dark Lord Torvus, and it just happened to be main PBs, which was like the worst thing it could have been, but you know.
But yeah, vanilla main power bombs. That was rude.
Yeah, Gravity was in Venomous Con. Did you skip Gravity? Because that means you skipped Boost Ball too.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
He actually had Cannonball from Watch Station
okay.
and kept
That makes
that for
sense.
quite a while.
Yeah, I did the same. I basically the only use I got out of it was the quad fight was like 5% safer. Like that was about it.
Yeah, so he didn't have any Amber Hints, and luckily it wasn't that significant this time. Like Amber only had really one useful hint in that gravity boost.
Yep.
Also, how about that immediate center? Because I failed to get damage off of the screw attack 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that'll happen. I think you need to screw attack later? Question mark.
Okay.
Just say, don't feel bad. I've never gotten that once.
Yeah, no, I mean, what I do, I can't do the screw attack skip yet. So I go for the first screw attack when she drops down, and then I do Dark Beam skip from there on out. But if I can't get that first screw attack, then I just get centered. Haha.
Yeah, I'd need to double check with others. I'm not 100% clear on the timing for it. I don't know if it's later. It might be earlier, but it's probably
I think
later.
The first time I was also too far outside, and the second time I think I was a little too far inside.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's weird.
And yeah, the logical entrance for getting into Sanctuary actually was power bombs. It actually wound up being Dark Visor locked. So that was interesting.
Where was it?
That was in
Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds, yeah.
Oh, funny.
That was a HUD system, and you actually found all translators and Echo Visor.
Yes, I did. Shout out the Echo and Sky Temple Grounds hint. Would have been here a lot longer without that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, that oh no, he didn't have Cobalt at the time. I was wondering if maybe that's why Azder didn't think that was translator in Vent Area A, because it was an orange glow, and if he thought Amber was in Battleground, that would explain that.
He thought it was a missile tank. Just going off the chat.
Okay.
So I mean, but for our final seed of our final telefied seed of the Swiss rounds, what a seed to end it on for the Swiss.
Just you know.
Yeah,
just the right amount of you for us to love.
Yeah, can't blame Diggle for this one, Lokir. This one was me.
Congratulations, Reed. You did it again.
I did it again. I've had some absolutely horrendous seeds. So we are, I can actually, let me go put this score in, because we might be able to at least have a pretty good idea of our top 8.
Yeah, I'm not entirely clear on exactly how the formula works.
I'm not sure.
I think you have a chance. We'll see.
I think my Bucles gets me there, because I have 1 tiebreaker point from Dark Zero, and then my Bucles is crazy because my strength of schedule was insane. And I'm really happy. I got to play so many excellent players.
You're welcome.
Such a wild experience. Yeah, no, thank you, Chad.
So with that, because I know that neither Zlo or myself are even close to making it into top 8, and it's not going to change the rankings, I believe our top 8 seeds are actually determined. And we want to go ahead and talk about that real quick before we get out of this.
I'm down.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. Diggle may
Carry
yell at me.
on, tournament organizer.
Diggle may yell at me for this, but we'll see. It's okay if he does. So we have Bellator, we have Z Chaotix, we have Aaron Explosives, we have Jagger G,
Yay, that's me.
we have DCR, Diceron, Bash Prime, Lokir 5,
Heyo.
and Gollop.
Yo, that's pretty
Again,
hype.
I'm
That-
in danger.
Again, that may change, that may be different, that is all subject to
I
any
think
kind
the
of
ordering
possibility.
might be mixed up, but yeah.
But that is where, just going off of the challenge, that's where our top 8 stand for our matches. Congratulations to our presumptive top 8, I guess I will say. So definitely be on the lookout for those matches coming up, because man, what a field, and those are going to be some absolutely incredible matches to watch.
I'm really looking forward. Both playing and watching, they're so much fun to watch.
I've never been more excited to get stomped in my life.
Right.
No joke. I wish I was in there with you, but I cannot wait to watch it and do some commentary and hopefully make everybody sound good and look good. But man, this is going to be an absolutely insane round.
It'll
of
be
8.
a bloodbath.
Oh,
No,
man.
randomizer, it's basically gambling. It's all in good fun.
I say, PJ up there, don't want the Swiss to end. I didn't either. Man, I didn't want this to end, because this has been 5 solid weeks of, at minimum, 13 matches a week for a lot of it. So there's been a ton of amazing content. And while we're here, I just wanted to give a shout out to all of our competitors, and I'm just going to go down the line real quick and shout out everybody that competed in our Swiss tournament, because like I said, this will be the last televised one, and I'm not going to get another chance. So Bellator, Z Chaotix, Aaron Explosives, Jagger G, Diceron, Bash Prime, Lokir 5, Gollop, our master of suffering himself, Diggle Wrath, Inner Slice, Captain MD13, Crash Boom Bang, Dark Zero, Kazuto 88, Mighty Caesar 37, Linofus, Azder, Op 82, X-Bro, Lucarius Lion, Koshi, I'm sorry. I always do that. I'm sorry. Eliaster 123, Arrow Razor, I guess myself. I can say me in there. I'm Zlo.
Yeah, definitely.
Kirby Masta, Mr. Miguel, and Lane 1. These have been absolutely insane matches. It's been just an absolute privilege to be able to commentate and enjoy. And huge shout outs to all of our runners. And a lot of them have been doing double duty, doing tracking, doing commentaries, doing everything for us so that everybody can watch this at home and enjoy it just as much as we have been to play it. So thank you to all of our commentators. Thank you to all of our trackers. And thank you to chat, especially, for showing up for all of these matches and just making everybody feel absolutely amazing. And
Chat is best commentator and track.
Chat is 100% best commentator, and we could not do this without you guys. We really couldn't. So thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. Follow the trackers, follow the runners, the other runner, follow the commentators, follow everybody.
Yeah, and thanks Sigma for filling in last second for tracking today.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
helped
shout
a
out to
ton.
Sigma. He's been amazing with our as part of one of our SpeedGaming volunteers that's been helping us with the last 5 weeks of matches.
Shout out SpeedGaming staff.
And be sure to give Reed a follow. He's got a match coming up. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it won't be televised, unfortunately, on SpeedGaming, but I do have one more that possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow, but possibly tonight. But
When is your match, by the way?
maybe tonight at 10
Okay,
or
cool.
11 Eastern, but it's probably going to be tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We haven't hammered out the final details, unfortunately. So
Follow Reed to find out.
don't let me lie to you. But anything else we want to talk about or say as we finish up this very final match of our Swiss?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. Thank you to chat. Thank you to SpeedGaming for giving us the platform to be able to do this. All of our volunteers at SpeedGaming, all of our runners that have done it, our trackers, our commentators for this Swiss tournament. And with that, I'm Reed Whaley.
I'm Jagger G.
I'm Lokir.
And I'm DCR.
And don't forget, everybody, have your Metroid spayed and neutered. And we will see you guys next mission.
Bye.